is my brother, Logan, as you know. I'm sure the best way I could describe Logan is like literally the smartest guy I know, in that he just graduated college in 3 years. But then like, he graduates college in 3 years, but then like does this at graduation.
Logan Michael Bover, cum laude.
Gertrude Salome Frash, cum laude.
If you could sum it up in 3 years, what do you think, like, some of your favorite aspects of being at school were and have been?
Yeah, so I'll tell you, my biggest regret for my first 2 years was, since I was graduating early, I was in like 8, 9 classes a semester, and I did not do anything besides work and academics. So, like, I barely had any free time, and then the free time I had, I spent with people who didn't even go to my college. So this past year, the best part of school has definitely been my senior year, because I got to take time to do, like, I joined the Ultimate Frisbee team, I joined a fraternity, I got to experience all the college experience stuff that I didn't initially get, so that was definitely, like, the highlight of school.
Did you always know you were going to go to college in the first place?
Yeah. Plan A was always, like, school of business somewhere. Plan B was come up with a great business idea and start it. Never had that great business idea.
Yeah, okay.
I was an entrepreneurship major, I have an entrepreneurship degree. People always ask me, like, oh, what business are you going to start? I'm like, if I knew, I wouldn't be in school.
Right, okay.
I would spend that money starting the business.
You're going back for your master's next year,
year.
one more year. Do you feel pressured at all?
I'm nervous, because the hardest thing I've ever done for school has been the master's classes.
Okay.
And I feel like that was more because of mental health than the academics itself. But I'm like, what if this happens again and I fall behind and I'm struggling playing catch up the whole time again?
Right.
So I am worried about it, but I know I can do it. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
So my master's is actually MBA in finance. I want to go into either sales or like financial advising, something like that.
Yeah.
I just know, like, I'm 20. I kind of regret speed running this whole college thing. I want one more year to figure things out, one more year to be a kid, one more year to have fun with friends.
Yeah. So one thing that's interesting with you graduating college is that
I'm still an idiot.
is, I think, one of the first, like, big life pillars, big things that you have completed. Like, you just completed that, but it's also something that me, as your older brother, has not done and has no plans to do, and probably will never do, because I have no plans to do it. What does that make you feel like?
I feel like you're not missing much, if I'm being totally honest.
I don't know.
I'm better than you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like, well,
I've always felt that way.
Does
No.
it, do you feel, I don't know, what does that feel like?
Honestly, it's still like, I still feel like I'm behind. Like, I still live at home. I could have spent the, $40,000 I spent on my degree saving up. That's almost enough for a down payment on a house. Not really, not nowadays.
Right.
But that's halfway there.
Yeah.
Like, I could have spent that time working. If I had spent all that time working and saving money, I could get a down payment on a house. And to me, that's the milestone, as it is with most people this generation, because it's like there's nothing more freeing than not being tied down by anything, I guess. I still don't know what I want to do. College to me has just been like, I'm there for fun. The degree is just the piece of paper that says, hey, you should pay me more.
Gotcha.
That's all it is.
That's all. Okay. Well, the reason why I wanted to ask you all this is because I was inspired and impressed and proud of you guys for moving on from one big era, one big chapter of your life onto the next. Even though you still have another year of college, you just graduated. It's that's a big deal.
I could just say, I don't want to go back. I'm gonna start a job.
Right.
You never know.
And capturing it's just interesting. I wanted to capture your initial thoughts after this big transitional, era. Yeah, way to go, kid.
Thanks, Snookums.
Snookums. Snookums is crazy.
You cannot wear Hunter's camo to a Met Gala. You can't wear Hunter's camo on any red carpet to the Met Gala. I like it.
The other person that I wanted to kind of highlight and talk about in a big transitional era of her life right now is my partner Meg, who is graduating. How many days now? You graduate.
What day is it? Yeah, 11.
And today.
It's my last day of classes.
Today's your last day of classes. Ever, potentially.
Ever, potentially.
Potentially, unless
Yeah.
you decide to go
Unless
back. But right now, you don't have plans.
Unless I go to law school, which I haven't ruled it out, but it's just not the current priority.
So, let me ask you this. You're transitioning out of 4 years of college, and coming out of college, you have an apartment, and a job, a full-time job.
A full-time job.
Did you think going into college that this was going to be how you graduate?
I think it was like always kind of the thought that I would have like a full-time job, whether it was like in the field that I studied in or like I've had a full-time job the past 3 summers. Like if I just went back to that, I'd be going back to the full-time job. But the apartment thing was never really like on my radar. I always kind of hoped, but I didn't think that I would ever like, I didn't think I'd actually do it. And then I really didn't ever think that it would be like with a partner.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that was...
Going into college,
Yeah.
even when you were going into college, you didn't think...
That was like, when I was going into college, I was like, I will not do that.
Interesting.
And now we're here.
How do you feel about school ending?
I'm so sad. Part of it's really sad and part of it's really scary because I went straight into 4 years of college out of 13 years of school because I went to like public school for kindergarten through senior year of high school and then immediately went into college. So like I haven't had a time in my life yet that hasn't been focused on my education ever. Because like by the time I went into school I was like just barely becoming like a person that had thoughts. I was 5, I guess. So it's kind of scary in that sense of like I don't know like what my life is without that. But it's also so sad because it's like always been such like a priority for me and like leaving all my friends and a lot of them are like moving back home or they're moving away. I have really good friends moving to Colorado and to New York and somewhere she hasn't decided yet.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be the same as like you walk across campus and you can hang out with them anytime you want.
That makes sense. Do you think out of like, if you could sum up your favorite things about school, well, was college your favorite school experience?
Oh yeah.
Really? Okay.
1,000%.
And what were your favorite pieces of it? Is
Oh
it
my
the
God.
social and the learning? Because I know...
Yeah, I would say so.
'Cause you like both, right?
Yeah. I love the school stuff. And I really was a big fan of like getting to study stuff that I like really cared about. Because in high school, like so much of it is just like graduation requirements. And like we had a fair amount of graduation requirements at St. A's. Like there's a lot of core classes. That's so hard to say for some reason. Core classes that you had to take. So like there's still a lot of that, but like most of them you can kind of specialize into what you want to do anyway. So I loved that and I always thought it was so interesting and there was like maybe 2 classes that I didn't like the entire time I was in college.
I guess we should share what your major is.
Oh yeah.
Too.
I'm a politics major and I have minors in philosophy and political theory. So and then also like the social aspect, like
Right.
there's all kinds of crazy things that my friends and I have done like over the years and it's sad to be like leaving that.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, last night one of them texted me and was like, "We're watching the Met Gala, get over here." And I was like, "Okay, perfect."
Yeah.
And then like I'm about to go meet one of them for breakfast and like whatever, and it's just like that's not going to be my everyday anymore, which
Yeah.
is sad.
Yep.
I have one really long hair.
Oh, I have a beard here. Is it the same one? I keep trying to... I just shaved the other day. It's still there?
It's right here.
Thinking. Do you find that the transition that you're in, like coming out of school and into like just full-on living as a human is like without any of those guardrails has been easy so far? Hard? I mean, I feel like you've been taking a pretty gradual approach.
Yeah, I think the like one big switch, I think I would like lose my marbles. So I like obviously like I stayed here with you over winter break and I've been working at my job for a while, like part-time, and then I'm just gonna like start full-time. and that stuff. So I guess like that's been kind of gradual, but I think like after graduation, like when I'm not going back to campus, when I wake up in the morning kind of thing, I think that's gonna hit me really hard.
Do you have anything that you would like to share, or that is like in your brain that you've used to kind of guide you through the ending of a chapter and the start of a new one?
All of the things that I'm doing now are like things that I've always wanted to do. Like when I was a kid, my mom still has them, I'm sure. I would like draw pictures of myself like in college.
Really? So you were a college girl.
I'm a college girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like draw pictures of myself at these like I always like describe St. A's as being like a brick building college because it's all brick buildings, but it like has that like aesthetic and like vibe to it. And I would like draw pictures of myself at this like big brick building school. I would be like, this is what my life's gonna be. So it's like something I've always wanted, and as kind of weird and messed up as it was, it is what I always wanted. So I think like the idea of like I'm like my, as silly as it sounds to say, like my like 5-year-old self would be so excited.
Yeah.
And that's helping a lot, I think.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Excited for you and proud of you.
Oh.
Nice work being smart. Nice work being smart. You got that.